The miracle of the Han River. It's called Han, not just the river, but the feeling of time passing on this land, an agglomeration of its beholders' grief and pain. It's called Han. The river flows, but some resentment doesn't get washed away. When sirens shattered the sky and the world broke apart, Han ran on, separating those once all lamented by the same water like a rushing tide of an inner storm. Undisturbed, only purified. Only Han could silence the deadly pellets of thunder. Only Han could soothe the empty bodies stripped of breath. At the riverbank, contorted toes dip into the water and it pulses endlessly. Han had become a promised pit stop for peace. My 할머니 once told me even after the darkest nights, 새벽 will arrive. Fleeing the bullet-ridden bridge, her dark nights gave away to another daybreak. And for Han, 새벽 came in fluorescent lights, so bright that it's crowned a miracle. Look, the war-torn hills have become high rises. Look, skylines and bridges etched between where Hanyang becomes Seoul. Look, when I was sitting in the backseat of the car, I remember I was held captive by this river of tears, reflecting the constellation of city lights woven like hanbok silk threads. But look, last night, as I strolled alongside Han, I was haunted by cellophane skeletons dancing in the reeds, my shoes crunching against the broken bones of the plastic-laden shore. My fingers graze the sun-wrapped wrappers that's called ramen noodles, bold in warning red, lodged between driftwood knots. It looks like corpses in a graveyard of tide pools. And I can't help but wonder if a cascade of polyethylene was all that of my childhood dreams. I, too, have been blinded by an empty miracle called Han. Overwhelmed by the feeling of grief, pain, and guilt when I realize that the river carries its poisons hidden like shards beneath the surface. It's called Han. Not just the river, but the feeling of resentment sunk in the riverbed, the crystallization of nature's swart and scream. It's called Han. The river flows, but Han won't get washed away.